How's it going, everyone? ND Sean 45 coming at you. This was not a planned video, but one of my viewers and friends, hey Joe, how's it going, man, requested that I make a video giving my prediction on how I thought the first ever college football playoffs were going to go and who was going to win it and all that other fun stuff. So I figured, what the hell? Why not? I'm not a fan of any of these teams. Unfortunately, I'm on the outside looking in, so whatever. I don't care. I'll add my 2 cents into this. Now, before I go any further, to the fans of the four teams that made the playoffs, if any of you happen to catch this video, giving you a fair warning. I really don't watch any of your teams. This video, I'm strictly going off of numbers and the few highlights that I have seen. But honestly, I can't accurately predict these games or these teams. Just bear with me, okay? That's all I'm saying. But anyway, let's get right into it. Let's start with the first semifinal game, the Rose Bowl game between the Oregon Ducks and the Florida State Seminoles. Now, this one's kind of tricky for me to call because these are two teams that have very explosive offenses and kind of so-so defenses based on the numbers. But ultimately in this game, the way I see this one going down, I think it's going to be a shootout. It's going to be a battle of the offenses. But as close as I think this game might be, I think the Oregon Ducks come out on top in this one, just because that I think, and this is not sour grapes towards Florida State or anything, but I think Marcus Mariota is a better quarterback over Jameis Winston. So I have the Oregon Ducks in this one, but it's going to be in a shootout and in close fashion, in my opinion. So that's the first game. The Sugar Bowl between the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Alabama Crimson Tide. This one's a little bit trickier for me because, you got to look at, one, the first factor, in my opinion, is the two conferences that these teams play in. Ohio State went 12-1, very impressive. But here's the thing, they played in the Big Ten. And not that I'm really one to be talking smack about the Big Ten because, hey, we lost to Northwestern for crying out loud, which still I'm calling a fluke. But let's be realistic. The Big Ten was down this season. It was not a strong conference. It definitely was not the strongest, I can tell you that much. Okay, Alabama plays in the SEC. I'm not all of a sudden kissing the SEC's ass, but they are the strongest conference in college football, bar none. They played a very, very tough schedule this year, loaded with teams, and I think Haas mentioned this in his video. What was it? 12 out of the 14 SEC teams made bowl games. So need I say more? It's the toughest conference in college football. But that doesn't mean that I don't think Ohio State won't put up a battle in this one. I don't think it's going to be a shootout though. It could be for a while, but I think ultimately in the end, one of the two teams is going to pull away. And as crazy as this is going to sound, I have Alabama winning this game. I give credit to Urban Meyer for what he's been able to do with the Buckeyes this year, being what is it, 2 or 3 quarterbacks that he's had to go through this year. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know he had to go with his backup after their starter went down, and they ended up going on to have a 12-1 season. They really got it turned around after that loss to Virginia Tech early in the year, second week I believe. But Alabama, they have been a well-established team for several years now. They've got playmakers. They're just, in my opinion, the stronger team. And they've been playing very consistently. All their victories, they've put most of their opponents away, no problem. Really haven't given up a lot of points on defense. I mean, the only big one that I can think of was that shootout they had with Auburn in the Iron Bowl. So, needless to say, I have Alabama in this one. I have them taking the Sugar Bowl, and I'm not going with score predictions, guys. We'll just have to wait and see. I don't think it'll be a blowout, but I do see Alabama winning this one by at least a couple of scores. So now that brings us to the championship game in my prediction. Alabama against Oregon. Now this is where it gets really, really tricky for me. You got two great offenses going up against each other. the speed and the agility and the quickness of the Oregon Ducks. One of the best offenses in the country. But they're going up against an Alabama defense that has done a pretty good job at shutting teams down. So there's that matchup. However, the key in this one will be the Alabama's offense against the Oregon Ducks defense, which is, I think, 82nd overall. Okay, there's a reason that Oregon is more known for their offense than their defense. I mean, their offense has been the ones carrying the load. Now, I'm not saying that that Oregon defense isn't known to make a few stops here and there. Of course they are. But like I said earlier, with all the playmakers that Alabama has and how good they are and how consistent they are, in that game, the Oregon defense would have a lot of problems, I think. So when it's all said and done, when the dust settles, when high noon is come and gone, being a Notre Dame fan, a lot of you guys think I'm crazy for saying this, but I'm just being realistic here, and I'm being as fair as I possibly can. But in that championship game, I have Alabama winning. I have Alabama winning the national championship in the first ever college football playoffs. But, like I said, as you guys know, this is only a prediction. We see it week in and week out that crazy things happen in college football all the time. You have to expect the unexpected. Even, that's probably a contradiction compared to a lot of things that I've said in my videos with Notre Dame. But, it's a different story when it comes bowl time and championship time. That's when you start to see things that you never thought you'd see. So, as crazy as that sounds, coming from a Notre Dame fan who should be picking against them, I just can't do it. I got to put, principle over feeling here. And I think, in the end, Alabama takes the national championship based on everything that I've seen. However, though, could Oregon win? Absolutely. That Alabama defense would be tested by that high-powered Oregon offense. So anything could happen, like I said. But still, I think Alabama gets it done, wins it. The Alabama Crimson Tide will be the 2014-2015 national champions. My buddy who requested that I do this video, I know for a fact he's an Ohio State fan. Sorry, man, I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to put down any other teams, but I'm not trying to put down the Buckeyes either, but just calling it like I see it and what I think is going to happen. So yeah, with that, guys, that's all I have for you. And before I go, I found out the news today that redshirt freshman quarterback Malik Zaire will be getting a start for Notre Dame tomorrow in the Music City Bowl against LSU. Congratulations, Malik. All I can say is give him hell, kid. Go in there and get the job done. So with that said, guys, that's all I have for you. And as always, go Irish, baby. Beat Tigers. I'll catch you all later.